Hi, my name is Harith. I'm a senior at Amherst College.
I study computer science and philosophy. I grew up in Lahore, Pakistan. In sixth grade, as I was studying geography in one of the best high schools in Lahore, everyone in the school suddenly experienced this intense shuddering, shaking of windows, swaying of fans, shaking of the ground. Initially, we thought it was an earthquake. All of us leave and we still think it's an earthquake until we turn around and we just see plumes of smoke. And it turns out that there's been a suicide attack. That was the first true transformative experience, I would say, of my childhood, in the sense that it really started off this process of questioning security growing up. The very next year, history class this time, we experienced a very similar shaking, shuddering, and swaying. But this time, all of us knew it wasn't an earthquake. Suicide bombers had driven 100 kilograms of explosives into an FIA building that was only a few kilometers from my school. The building was reduced to rubble. I don't think it's yet been reconstructed. Over 250 people lost their lives in that one single attack. No child, no human being should have to grow up in such times. Honestly, this shouldn't be normal to anyone, really. But they just reflect the kind of insecurity that came with growing up in Pakistan during that time. I think technology is something that really does excite me. Not only has technology added a lot to my life, thanks to the internet, I'm in the US studying in one of the best schools in the world, but I also think technology has the ability to solve problems that face millions and millions of people worldwide.
I'd always heard of computer science being able to, or technology in a nutshell, just being able to change the way the world works.
Microsoft's CEO Satya Nadella says, it's time to stop asking what can computers do, and it's time to start asking the question, what should computers do?
I think what scares me is
Dogma and indoctrination.
the unwillingness of certain people to change their minds. Be more empathetic.
There's a proverb in the Urdu language, which is a language spoken in Pakistan, that goes like, it's important to share in moments of happiness, but it's equally important to share in moments of grief. And I think people back home did the latter so well that there would always be this sense of empathy. I think it's this sort of empathy that we need more of in the world. I think people who change the world normally fall into two different categories. People who try to understand the world, who try to describe the way the world works.
This is what anthropologists and sociologists do.
And the second category of people tries to explain how the world should work.
This is something what lawmakers do or congressmen engage in. This is also something that philosophers tend to do at times.
The question I would most want the answer to is, which one wins? Which one is more important?
Should we be content with the way certain things are, or should we really look into changing them? I think one thing that people often lose sight of is that we're all dying. I don't really think of life as, going on, but sort of like getting shorter and shorter. This doesn't have to be a bad thing. This kind of approach can actually be very liberating because you can actually learn to make the most of every moment you have. So that's what I'd like the world to know. You're dying, guys.